Hi, welcome everyone. We're very excited tonight because we know in this upcoming week we're going to have Shabbat, Parashat Vayeshev, and same time Chanukah. I'd like to know the connection. How come each time, whenever it's close to Chanukah, we always reading, always about Yosef? What is it about Yosef that is so great that he has the zchut to be mentioned every time by Chanukah? This is today's topic. And this is a lifetime lesson that everybody has to know. But in order to know that, you have to know there's two words, Ani and Anochi. Anybody know the difference between those two words? What does Ani mean and what does Anochi mean? It's seemingly the same way. But this is going to answer what is the connection between Yosef and Chanukah. Just listen carefully. Ani is more of a personal thing of yourself. Anochi is more of your essence. What's your goals? What's your aims in life? What are you striving for? So the difference, Ani is your own personal thing. It's me. Anochi is what your essence is about, what your goals is about. Now, if you look, when Yosef is looking for his brothers, what happens? The angel comes to him and the angel says, he asks, Yosef, what do you want? What does Yosef answer? Vayomer et achai anochi mevakesh. What does he want? His essence. Again, it's not ani. He doesn't say, Vayomer et achai ani mevakesh. Anochi is more of a term where my essence is to run after my brothers, to have peace, to have shalom. That's what Yosef wanted to do. He wanted to find his brothers because he always wanted shalom with the brothers. That's what he wanted. He wanted peace. That's what he was looking for. And therefore, when the malach asks him, what are you looking for? What does he answer? Et achai anochi mevakesh. My essence is to make shalom, is to make peace with my brothers. As you know, we know the whole story about Yosef and his brothers. That's the essence of Yosef. Shalom. Now, boys in the back, we hear you, please. Now, in order to continue with this, we have in Parashat Vayetze, we know Yaakov, everybody knows this, that Yaakov Avinu, what did he want to do? Yaakov, he went to, before he was falling asleep by Har Moriah, he went and he placed some rocks. How many rocks? 12. He had Ruach HaKodesh. In the Ruach HaKodesh, he understood in advance what is going to be and what is going to happen. And the answer was that he's going to have 12 Shevatim. And therefore he took 12 rocks and he put it around him, around his head. Good. What happens the next morning? He wakes up and he sees one rock. That gave Yaakov so much simha you can't imagine. Like the pasuk says, "Vayashkem Yaakov b'boker vayikach et ha'even." He took the rock. I thought there was 12 rocks. The answer is all the rocks came together as one. Why was Yaakov so happy? Because he saw that the 12 Shevatim are going to be one, are going to have the unity, are going to have the achdut, are going to have the peace, are going to have the shalom as one. And therefore when he wakes up Yaakov, he's so happy, and the Torah emphasizes the one rock. Why? Because he sees, Yishtabach Shemo, I put 12 rocks, Keneged the Shevatim. I wanted to know what's going to be, what's the outcome, and I see the final result will be shalom. All the rocks will come together as one. So now how many rocks is there? Complete? 13. 12 that he put, and the final rock that came together is a new Beriyah. It's a new rock. They had 13. What is 13? 13 is the same numerical value as Echad. Aleph is 1, Het is 8, and Dal is 4. That's 13. Yaakov wakes up and he says, Echad, I'm so happy. I got it. They have shalom. I'm happy. And What's the machzik? What's machzik beracha? What's the vessel to hold down the beracha? It's the beracha is shalom. And that's why you see at the end of every beracha, at the end of Birkat Hamazon, what is it? Oseh shalom b'romav. At the end of every what is it? Oseh shalom. At the end of Birkat Kohanim, what is it? Yisem lecha shalom. Why? Because the machzik beracha, the holding of the beracha, is that. And when Yaakov wakes up in the morning and he sees that, he says to himself, Yishtabach Shemo, I know my family is going to have that shalom. It's echad. It's one. Now, what does this have to do with Chanukah? Listen to me very carefully. Because if you look, everybody knows the Ma'os Tzur. Right? We sing a song, Ma'os Tzur Yeshuati. Towards the end, it speaks about Yevanim. Yevanim nikbetu alai, az b'mei hashmonaim, upartzu homot migdalai. What does that mean? They busted homot. They busted what? The walls. Which walls? What walls? So there was a wall outside the Beit HaMikdash, and the Masechet Tamid calls it the Soreg wall, and it says over there that they saw on that wall 13 shots, 13 holes. Boys in the back, please, I'm asking you, please, I hear you. It just doesn't. It just bothers the shiur. Please, mehila. I'm sorry, but we're focusing very good tonight. So it says like this. It says that they had 13 holes in that Soreg wall. Why 13? So when the people, they busted in, the Yevanim busted in 13 holes. Why 13? This is what it says in Masechet Hamid. 13, what's 13? 13 is the numerical value of echad. The people, if they had a separation, Hashem is giving them a lesson. Make sure you have the achdut, make sure you come in together, because this is what causes separation. Sinat chinam causes the destruction of Beit Midrash. So make sure you have the what? The echad, the oneness. Good? Good. If you look at the end of that right paragraph, it says, Na'aseh nes lashoshanim. What does that mean? There was a miracle that happened to the Shoshanim. You know what a Shoshan is? Shoshana. You ever hear the word Shoshana? Rose. You know what the Zohar says about a rose? Go look up in Bereshit, the Zohar in Bereshit, in the beginning. It says a rose, a perfect rose. You know what a perfect rose? How many petals does a perfect rose have? 13. 13 is a perfect, the Zohar says this in the beginning. He says, why? What does it say? Na'aseh nes lashoshanim. The miracle happened because Bnei Yisrael had achdut. Because they had peace, because they came together as one. When they come together as one, the force is extremely powerful. In that moment, it says, Na'aseh nes lashoshanim. They became like a rose. Achdut like that. You have the unity like that. No, they didn't look which yarmulke this person is wearing, or which yarmulke is that person is wearing, or what kind of beard he has, or what kind of beard he has. Nothing like that. You're a Jew. You serve Hashem. I don't care. You won. You won. That's what it is. You won. This is what it is. Na'aseh nes. How do we have the miracle? La Shoshanim. Because we came like a Shoshan. We became like a rose. We had the unity. And who caused that unity? If you look, who was the people at war? The Kohanim. Hashmonaim were Kohanim. Right? Why? It doesn't happen just like that. Hashem gave them a zchut. Why? Because what? They came from what? Aaron HaKohen. Who was the resemblance of peace? It was always Aaron. Ohev shalom, rodef shalom, ohev shalom, rodef shalom, ohev shalom, rodef shalom. And you know what the funny thing is? You know, somebody was saying over, there was one Rebbetzin. My wife was telling me she heard a shiur once. There was big Rebbetzin in the community. And she said like this, she said, the person should always have money put aside for himself for shalom money. She says, what is this money? Shalom money. Have a separate account. You know how a person has a Maaseh account? You have a Maaseh account, right? How much money you have Maaseh? If not, it's not a nice thing to have, right? This is your Maaseh account. This is where tzedakah is. You put it over there. This is, I get 10%. I put it in that account. And now you always have a charity account. You always give tzedakah. So he says, make an account for a shalom account. What does a shalom account mean? What does a peace mean? If somebody's having an argument and you're fighting with the guy, there's that, oh no, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me, you owe me. And then, well, let's say for example, it's $500 or $1,000. You know what? You know what's the easiest way to solve a lot of things? Just pay him, no problem. And you take it out of the shalom account. And you take that money and you put it in, okay, no problem. I'm fine. What am I arguing about? You're arguing about, what happened? Oh, the guy owes me $3,000, Rabbi, what should I do? What should I do? That. Okay, you have a shalom account? This is your shalom account. Take it, either give it to him or keep it for yourself. That's you're supposed to, you deserve. Yeah, you don't feel it anymore. But it's the shalom account. You have to find ways where you're going to have the shalom. Listen to this. Now that you know that, now we can go on a little bit further. We all know that they found a pach shemen with the seal, one pach shemen with the seal of the Kohen Gadol. I ask you all a question. What was the seal? You know how you seal? Like Khalifa has a seal on his oil. He has some item like that, right? What is the seal? What is the seal that you have on the hotem? You know what it is?
Yeah, the ring of the Kohen and wax.
You know what the Badayin says? The Badayin says that it was the letter Het. The letter Het. Why? Het is numerical value 8, and the Kohen Gadol would wear 8 garments. So because he wore the 8 garments, he put the letter Het. But I have news for you. This letter on the pach shemen, letter Het, it represents a lot more. And I'm going to explain. For example, where we're supposed to light the menorah? Next to the mezuzah, right? You have the mezuzah and you have the menorah. What's the doorpost? The Het. Like the seal of the Kohen Gadol. Now, let's go on a little bit. How do you write the letter Het? How do you write the letter Het? So you know in the Torah, if you look clearly, it's double Zayin. Zayin is Zayin. That's what it is. And what? You put on top a roof. That's the way you do it. Listen to what I'm telling you right now. Listen to what I'm telling you. Take the word now, Ehad. This is what the Sefer Hafla'ah says. Take the word Ehad. Now, listen to me carefully. You know, when a wealthy person helps a poor person, who is gaining? In essence, they're both gaining. Who is gaining more? The rich person is gaining more than the poor person. Believe it or not, that's what it is, right? The rich person is gaining more than the poor person. You're right, the poor person's gaining. You're right, the poor person cannot live without the money and can't survive. However, at the end of the day, the poor person is giving more to the rich man than the rich man giving to the poor man. And why? That's very simple. That's very simple. 2 things. One thing is, he's giving him a chance to be Koneh Gan Eden. He's giving a chance that when he gives him the money to the poor, it's going in his bank account in Shamayim, that the residuals, the interest rate is more than any bank that can pay. You go to the interest rates are high, 5%, 4.7, 4.5. The interest rate that you just got on your money will stay there forever and ever and ever, and it'll last forever for you. But besides that, it'll also last in this world. Because what? Hashem will give you bracha in your parnasah through the mitzvah of the tzedakah that you gave. So what's Zayin? Zayin is what? Zan. What's Zan? You're mefarnes. You're helping the person. So what's Ehad? Ehad is Aleph, stands for Aluf. Aluf is like a prestigious person. What is he doing? He's Zan with the Zayin, like we said, there's 2 Zayins. He's Zan the Dal. He gives, what's the Dalit? The Dal, a person that's poor. He gives them poor. Now, go vice versa, because there's another Zayin. In the head, there's Zayin and a roof on top. The other Zayin is the Dal, is Zan the Aluf. The poor person also gives what? Gives a merit to what? To the rich man, the fact that he has a schut to give him tzedakah. Got it? That's the ehad, that's the unity, that's the unification. You know, it's not just one-sided. Oh, I get. No, you're both giving each other. This is a very important point. But this is the point that I wanted to tell you. That according to the Kabbalah, the way you write the Het in the Torah is Zayin and Vav, and then you put it together. You put a full Zayin, then you put a Vav, and you connect it. Why is that? Because according to the Zohar, what's Vav and Zayin represent? How much is the numerical value of Vav and Zayin? How much? How much?
13.
13. It's the Ehad. It's the unity. It's the fact that every time, according to the Kabbalah, when you're writing in the Sefer Torah, the Vav and the Zayin, you're connecting the Ahad. And that's why, what do? Anytime it's a person in trouble, what do? He says, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Echad, right? Correct? Yes or no? You ever go on a highway and all of a sudden your brakes don't work? You're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? What's the first thing you do? You just say, Shema Yisrael! There was one time we were locked in an elevator one time, a while back, and I was with there was two people, and the first person, like when it was like very scary. 1 second, oh my goodness, like those lights shut off, like oh man, the elevator's gonna fall. What's the first thing he says? Shema Yisrael! What's the power of Shema Yisrael? What's the power of Shema Yisrael? I'm going to tell you right now the power of Shema Yisrael. The Gemara says, Pasuk, Et Hashem me'emart hayom, v'Hashem he'emircha hayom. Where is that? You remember where is that? Hello? Which Gemara is that? Listen. It says, Et Hashem me'emart hayom, v'Hashem he'emircha hayom. Where is that written? It's a pasuk. Let me explain the pasuk. It says, the Bnei Yisrael, Et Hashem he'emart hayom. The Bnei Yisrael said hayom, Ehad, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Ehad. Hashem says, I'll say back to them, Umi ke'amcha Yisrael goy ehad ba'aretz. The power of Shema Yisrael is the fact that when we have achdut, it triggers the echad of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what it does. When we have unity, again, I keep on saying this, a lot of times a person might have a sin'ah, might have a hatred. For what? Why do you have a hatred to the guy? For what? What did he do to you? No, he doesn't look like me, Rabbi. No, he's too this, he's too that. What are you talking about? He's a Jew. He's doing what he has to do. What do you want? You have to automatically have that feeling of love to one another. That's what it is. It's automatic. It didn't just say Ze klal gadol b'Torah for nothing. There's not too many of those, by the way. You don't have that too many. Ze klal gadol b'Torah. You have it a lot? How many times do you have it? Ze klal gadol b'Torah. You have it by v'ahavta le'echa kamocha. When it says you love your friend like you love yourself, yes, it has to do Ze klal gadol b'Torah. It is a big rule. It's a big rule. It is a big rule. Now, that being said, that's what triggers the Shema Yisrael Hashem Echad, the fact that we have the unity. And now we can understand how, people always ask a question. We were so minute, we were so little, we were against the army of the Yevanim that were overpowering us by a ton. How did we win? The answer is very simple. We couldn't win. It was impossible for us to win. But the second we trigger Shalom, then automatically Hashem says, I'm with my people. He's always with us. But especially with the people, when there's Shalom, that's how we won. That's how we were able to win the war of Chanukah. And that's why, if you look back by Yosef, what did it say? Et Achai. What's the most important day of Chanukah? Bezrat Chanukah. What day is that? The 8th day. 8th day. And what's the first day? We say Shehayanu. The other days we don't, but the first day we do. How important is the first day? And that's the Aleph. What does that spell? Aleph and the Het Ach. It's turning back that a person has to have an Ach, that you have to have that brotherly love. That Yosef, that was his Anochi, that was his essence, to have the Shalom amongst his people, amongst his brothers. That was it is. And therefore, what happens when you have that, all that? What happens? You trigger what? You trigger the Kawach of the Ehad. And that's why if you look, Chanukah, how many letters do you have in the word of Shema Yisrael, in the pasuk of Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu Echad? Huh? 25. 25. What is 25? Chanukah. What's Ka? 25. Hashem is saying again and again, you have to have the achdut. You have to have the achdut. And that's why if you look, many people, when it comes to Chanukah, it's a regular day, but it's Chanukah. Everybody comes together. What are they doing? Everybody's lighting the menorah together. Let's go. Everybody come down, wherever you are, let's go. We're lighting the menorah now, because you're bringing down the achdut. You're bringing down the oneness. I want to tell you something. There's a pasuk that speaks about the regel. When it comes, Shlosh Regalim, it says on the regel, when it comes down, everybody, no matter who the person is, it speaks about there's a special tahara in the pasuk that it says that everybody's tahor. You can ask. We're learning about that in the Gemara, Hagat Katashanai. What does it speak about? It speaks about the terumah. It speaks about this. It says that during the season during the regel season, everybody has a special higher power of kedusha. And they say, how is that possible? There's a pasuk. You can look it up. There's a pasuk. How? Because we all asifa, we're all gathered together. When there's a gathering, by the way, if you notice, everything gets up a level. I'll give you an example. Take zimun. Zimun, when you have 3 people, it's nevarech sha'achanum shelo. But when you have 10 people, what is it? Nevarech Elokeinu sha'achanum. And you have more than that 100 people, 1,000 people, 600,000 people. There's a special barakah that when you have 600,000 people together, there was a rally, there was a gathering. They said they got 300,000 people. They said, oh, if we got another 300,000 people, we were able to say a barakah on Bnei Yisrael, a special barakah when you have 600,000 people together. What's going on? Because the answer is that the Shekhinah is more intensified when you have it. And that's why it's the same thing when a husband and wife have a shalom. What does it say? Ish ve'isha, shalom benehem, shechina shura benehem. What does that mean? It means that when husband and wife are together and they have shalom together, so what? The shechina is shura. What is it? Very famous. Ish. What letter does it have that the isha doesn't have? What letter, Mikey? Tell me. What letter? What letter does it have? The ish has the yud. The lady has isha, has the hey. It's yud k. It has the Shem's name in it. When the shalom, they have the Shem's name in it. But when has shalom, they're not in peace. Take the yud, take the hey. What do you have away? Ish. It's firecrackers. It's firecrackers. It's firecrackers. And therefore, Rabotai, the greatest lesson that we can take out from this Chanukah is this lesson. The achdut that we have to have. Look, if you think about it, we're outnumbered all the time. A lot of time, at least now we're outnumbered, right? But guess what? When you have Hashem on your side, and how do you have him on the side? You trigger the Shema Yisrael Hashem Hashem Echad, you trigger the achdut. When you have the achdut, what happens? You have miracles that will happen. How did the miracle of Hanukkah happen? How? Tell me. Na'aseh nes lashoshanim. The way it happened was, we became a Shoshan. We became Ehad. We had the 13 petals perfectly. And this is great. This is one of the greatest lessons that we have to understand. The connection between Yosef, the connection between Chanukah. Have a good day.